Hello everybody, Dennis Bragg at the Lolo Peak fire with an update on what's been going on here over the past 24 hours or so. It was an evening of some fairly challenging weather conditions, especially in the late afternoon. We had those red flag warnings up, and it was extremely windy up on the ridge lines all across western Montana. Here on the Lolo Peak fire, the fire did kind of what they had suspected it was going to do. If you look over my shoulder there, you'll see that's One Horse Creek, and the fire has been kind of backing down that slope for the past several days, really since the weekend, and it did reach into the bottom of the canyon now, so some fire spread as it got through there. Now you may have seen an awful lot of smoke coming up from this fire through the course of the evening, and what they decided to do was actually do some more burnout operations on the fire itself, trying to stop again the spread both to the east and also to the south. The big concern over the past couple of days is trying to keep this fire from jumping into the Sweeney Creek drainage, which of course would be a new area for it to burn. And so what they're trying to do is control and shape the course of this fire using the landscape as much as possible. And the whole idea here is to try to get it to go where you want it to go, and do that with those burnout operations. So right now you can see quite a bit of activity up there across the hillside. If you look up above my finger there, I'll try to coordinate. Right in there you can see that's One Horse Canyon coming down out of the area, and then you'll see all of these different smoke columns coming up on this side as to the south towards Sweeney Creek. That's actually the burnout operations right there. So all that is not fire that's been caused by the Lolo Peak fire. That's actually burnout operations. And again, their whole idea here is if they can use that to stop the spread of the fire, essentially starve the fire from fuel, then it'll actually take the fuel away from it and actually starve the fire. So as it tries to push south, it would actually drop down, and that of course is what you want to do. The big thing they do have off to the south here, and this is a huge advantage. If you remember, in 2009 we had the Kootenai Creek fire, which was a big one up there just west of Stevensville, and because that's all burned out area, they know that ultimately they can use that as a major fire block, but of course they're hoping to not get that far south. One of the concerns here, of course, continues to be the weather. Today it's not bad. We have actually the smoke lifting, so you can see the mountain, and we actually have the higher humidities. You can feel that, the little cooler temperatures this morning. That'll last for today, but as we go into the weekend, these temperatures are actually going to start going up again, and of course as soon as that happens, humidity levels go down, the potential for wind comes up. We do have a wind event that we're going to have to watch very closely. We do have a cold front coming back down out of Alberta. It's one of those backdoor cold fronts, a weather system pushing out of Alberta, and that could generate some strong winds again on Monday into Tuesday. Probably the good news for this fire is those are going to be easterly winds, probably north and east. So from this fire standpoint, that's better. What's bad on this one, and what we saw 2 weeks ago, are those westerly winds. Those are the ones that really kill us on these fires down in the Bitterroot. So some good news here for the Lolo Peak fire. Of course, all the evacuations and evacuation warnings remain as they have. There's no new evacuations, and just work as usual as this very long fire event continues here in the Bitterroot. That's your update on what's going on with the Lolo Peak fire.